Just her role changed earlier on this season when Anna DeBeer went down. She's answered the bell every time.
And under consideration for National Freshman of the Year, Mimi Collier from Oregon.
Surpassed 500 kills on Thursday against Nebraska. Try to do the math there to just blow you away. She's obviously physically gifted, but she's gutsy too. She has no fear. It was a pleasure watching her play Thursday. We're lucky to witness it again this afternoon.
So a matchup of Collier and Oregon's fast, efficient offense, top 10 in hitting in Division I, and Louisville always strong defensively. They are 6th best when it comes to hitting percentage in Division I. And here is the X factor, this crowd. It is packed in the lower bowl here at the KFC Yum Center. They had 9,000 for a regular season match here against Notre Dame at the end of October. They will push that here today, and they will be into it from the very start. A spot in Omaha on the line. The first of 4 to be decided. Anna DeBeer heads back. Louisville in their throwback jerseys, ready to throw it down against Oregon.
You see what you did there.
Hannah Pukis is the setter. That one will drop in on the swing by Kiari Roby, the sophomore middle for the Ducks.
Nice job by Hannah Pukis, the setter in green for Oregon, establishing the middle on that first play. You're going to see a lot of balls go to the outside pin because the two outsides for Oregon are so offensive, so good. But a great job by Pukis getting the middle going early.
The libero, Georgia Murphy with the serve. Aiko Jones threw it up on top of Pukis, and the first point for Louisville. And Matt Ulmer, the Oregon head coach, wondering if there's a touch, and right away, Wade Dubois, the R2, will walk over and talk to the R1, Ryan McDowell, and I think they are going to award the point to Oregon. So the Ducks don't have to go to one of their 2 challenges. The officials talk it over, so a point to the Ducks.
Yeah, and the conversation was about Raquel Lothero, Louisville's setter. They think that she was a back row attacker in that moment, going up trying to save that set and keep it on her side.
Set back for Aiko Jones, dug out. And PK Kong gets Louisville's first points. Tigran Kong, the junior from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, 20th kill of the NCAA tournament for her.
Great swing, heads up play. She gathered herself balanced and then thread that needle down the line there.
Elena Scott, the libero for Louisville with the serve. And look who it is again. What a performance by Morgan Lewis after not playing in the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament. Came in early in that Nebraska match, gets the start here today. She was dynamite against Nebraska.
Matt Ulmer said, you saw how quick I went to her on the bench. She came in early on in that first set against Nebraska, had a ton of kills. She could not be stopped on that right side pin. It was something to witness, and clearly he's going with his hot hand again, and she got that nice little just finesse shot there early here for the Ducks.
13 kills against Nebraska in that 5-set victory. Matt Ulmer in his 6th season at Oregon, he watched his resilient, tenacious team fight off 4 match points in the 4th set against Nebraska, and they went on to win in 5. That is touched by Louisville. It's a point for the Ducks. They're on top 4-2 here in set 1.
And this is something you should get used to seeing all afternoon long. Great push by Hannah Pukis out to the pin. Mimi Collier goes down the line. She has been so much fun to watch, not just in the NCAA tournament, but throughout this entire freshman campaign out in Oregon.
27 kills now for Collier here in this Louisville regional. Amaya Tillman gets the point for Louisville.
Nice job by Louisville working in Amaya Tillman. She is such an offensive weapon. Big shoes to fill from a season ago. Anna Stevenson, an All-American for the Cards. Produced time and time again. Amaya Tillman has become that X factor in the middle.
Chaussee with the serve. And the block. Tillman.
I was touting her offensively, but this is what she does. She's one of the best blockers in the country, especially because she can move laterally so well. She didn't have to move very far on that one. Just straight up, straight over, seals the net.
Tillman, top 10 in the country when it comes to blocks per set. Good dig by Chaussee on the swing by Nunneviller. This one is hammered down. Nunneviller Thought it was touched, but it was not, so it's a point for Louisville.
Nuneviller loves to turn this ball down the line. There just over-rotates just a tad. A couple of inches too wide.
And that ends the run for Louisville. Service error for Chauncey. Louisville, and Matt Ulmer talked about this. This is an aggressive serving team. So how does that impact this match and what Oregon's trying to do here today?
Well, I think it's a significantly more aggressive serving team than what Oregon faced on Thursday against Nebraska. And that was a conversation we had with Matt yesterday at their practice. Louisville's going to try to force Oregon out of system as much as possible so that they cannot run their explosive offense, much like Oregon just forced Louisville out of system there.
Nuneviller. Point for the Ducks. 6-5 Oregon here in the early going. There you see Brooke Nuneviller, match number 143 of her amazing Oregon career. Her fifth-year senior from Chandler, Arizona. That one is easy pickings for Tillman, and she's off and running here. Her second kill to go along with that solo block.
This is something she does so well. You think of a slide set that goes all the way into the pin. Louisville will actually leave it inside for her so she can work off of the outside hand of that outside hitter, and there she's got court to work with. So you watch Maya Tillman behind the setter, she'll move. She'll go right off the back of her, a couple feet away, and then all the way out into that antenna.
That one drops in. Nuneviller with the kill. Nuneviller, sixth in the Pac-12 this year, averaging 4 kills a set. That's second on the team to her freshman teammate Collier. Had 16 kills, 15 digs against Nebraska. Pagran Kong on the slide. Good defense by Oregon. Now, Oregon is a very good defensive team as well. That's one of the strengths they've had through the years. So this is a look at a couple of teams that do a lot of things well.
Yeah, just a nice play there by Morgan Lewis to keep it alive and in the court of play so that they could run a back row attack to Mimi Collier. Then she just gets those hands, and you know PK wants that back.
This is a 4-1 Oregon run after that 3-0 run by Louisville. Set back. That is touched, and a kill for Lewis.
You know, Oregon has ran a 6-2 in the past, and so Morgan Lewis and Gloria Mutiri have been pivotal pieces for the offense for multiple years in a row, and then they move into a 5-1 system with Hannah Pukas when she transfers from Washington State. And so we haven't seen Morgan Lewis a heck of a lot because Mutiri's gotten the nod time and time again, but they've got great depth on this Ducks team now. And so we saw Morgan Lewis come in on Thursday. She was a bright spot. Her and Carson Bacon both came off the bench and provided a big lift. And now you're seeing Matt Ulmer stick with the hot hands.
Pukas got the hot hand on the service line right now for the Ducks. Kong ends the run. Oregon had gone on a 4-0 run to go up by 4 before that Kong kill.
Nice job by Lothero sending this all the way to that pin so PK Kong can go line if she wants or cut it back cross court like we see there.
Kong is a player who has emerged as a go-to in the middle for Louisville. She was splitting time with Kara Cressy. Kong had 7 kills, hit .467 in the win against Baylor. That's off the block of Jones, and another point for Oregon. It's interesting, Katie. I know you were talking with both head coaches. These are two teams with different methods to get similar results, aren't they? They're not like mirror images, but they get to where they want to go just in different ways with their size and how they play.
They do. They're both very fast, agile, athletic offenses. Louisville has a little bit more size. Louisville does not run its offense as fast as Oregon. I don't know, quite honestly, if anybody runs their offense as fast as Oregon. Pittsburgh might be a good comp who Louisville has faced twice in the regular season. That was somebody that we heard Louisville's coaching staff point out a couple of times during scout. Remember, Pittsburgh likes to do this. They like using comparisons to give their team confidence because they faced it before. When you haven't seen a team until the NCAA tournament, you try to draw parallels from teams you face within your own conference.
Good dig attempt by Scott, but it's another point for the Ducks, who continue to enjoy a lead here in set 1 on top by 4. Annie Busboom Kelly in her 6th season, trying to make a homecoming to Nebraska. The Nebraska native who played for Nebraska, won a national championship for Nebraska. Trying to get this Louisville team back to the national semifinal for a 2nd consecutive year. Chassé off the block. Collier with the kill. All Oregon right now. One thing, you mentioned the Pittsburgh comp. Against Pittsburgh through the years, Louisville has gotten off to slow starts against a fast Pittsburgh team. Is that something we're seeing right now with this Oregon team?
It was something that Danny Busboom-Kelly brought up, certainly, in her press conference a day ago. We haven't started well against fast teams, being Pittsburgh. Hopefully, we start differently against Oregon, but you are seeing a little bit of a slow start here from the Cards, and I think that that's credit to Oregon's serve early on. They've really put it on these serve receivers for Louisville, and so Louisville's actually been the one out of system, having to throw a lot of balls up to the pins.
Yeah, Louisville hitting a 214 after that Jones kill, but look what Oregon's doing so far. They're hitting 571 in this first set. That's dropped down. That led to it. Carson Bacon, who had 7 kills in the 5-setter against Nebraska, gets a kill here.
I bet Matt Ulmer's looking at the stat sheet saying, I'm sorry, we're hitting 600 now thanks to Carson's kill there. This isn't what we have done in the first set in any of our NCAA tournament games so far this season.
Beat Nebraska in 5 sets on Thursday. Set 4 was 32-30 Oregon. They fought off 4 match points. As we mentioned before, match went 3 hours and 5 minutes. Jones has to reset, and it works out for Louisville. Point for the Cards.
Nice job by Jones, just controlling that set. She doesn't go power, she just goes finesse, just able to beat the block through.
Ace by Aiko Jones, who's the team leader in that category. That's her 43rd of the season.
Watch his serve. After it hits her hand, it just drops. Jump floats are so difficult to get underneath because they can just die right in front of you.
Another one, back to back for Aiko Jones. Crowd loves it.
She hits Oregon with a drop float that drops in front of them, and then she just hits them with a float that carries itself deep into the court, and then you have a little bit of miscommunication between the passers on Oregon's side.
Does she have a 3rd variety of serve up her sleeve? Oregon handles this one, and Bacon ends the service run with authority. Good start for the Ducks, playing in front of a big house here in Louisville, up 3 in the first. 7 in a row taking on Stanford, riding a 21-match winning streak. Just the beginning of a dream day of volleyball here on ESPNU. Out of the media timeout, it's a service error. Those have added up for Oregon so far. You talked about how their serve has got Louisville out of the system. They've taken some risks, though. 3 service errors.
High risk, high reward when you're an aggressive serving team, certainly. Coaches will manage missed serves here and there. It's just when it gets out of control, which we haven't seen that from either of these 2 teams.
Oregon knocked off Loyola Marymount in round 1 in the tournament, then beat Arkansas in 4 sets to advance. They dropped set 1. Katie referenced some slow starts for Oregon, but they are a great finishing team. Great job by Louisville to stay in this point.
Oh, nice decision there.
That will float out of play. The defense pays off for Louisville. Point for the Cards.
Really good recognition there. Anna DeBeer has to come all the way underneath. Started obviously though with great pursuit, just not giving up on it. DeBeer comes underneath. And Lutherow recognizes she stayed on that right side pin and set her up. Good heady play by the Louisville setter.
Nuneviller with a heady play, goes off speed just with the teardrop to have it float in for the kill.
And that's a heads-up play by Brooke Nuneviller, recognizing, hey, we have a new sub for Louisville. She's checking into the game for the first time. She's back to serve. I'm just going to test her and see if she's awake and ready for a quick tip over top of the block.
I think you see things when you've played in 143 matches in your career. Good job by Alexa Hendricks to keep that alive for Louisville. Pukas looks for the back row attack, and Collier misses the mark. Collier had 71 attacks against Nebraska in the 5-setter, 26 kills.
And you'll see them go to Collier a lot in the back row. She is just as active in the backcourt as she is when she's up front on that outside pin.
Tillman serves for Louisville. Lothrow, the center, send it to the deep corner. Good hustle by Collier to get back there. Diving play, battle at the net. Chaussee tried to save it and could not. This is something we expect. We expect teams with a spot in Omaha on the line, or your season's over, that they were just going to give whatever they could to try to keep everything in play here today.
And you saw Brooke Nuneviller just make an unbelievable hustle play behind the block to keep that alive. Danny Busman-Kelly now doesn't love the net violation call there with Anna DeBeer and PK Kong.
Pukas had a good service run earlier. Not this time. Service error number 4 already for the Ducks. Matt Ulmer's team had 14 service errors, 4 aces in the 5-setter against Nebraska. Here is Lothrow in her first and only season with Louisville, but she has been just a key piece of the Cards' success this year. Co-champs in the ACC with Pittsburgh, 17-1 this year. Dug by Scott. Pukas looks for Collier, and Collier finds a way to drop it in there. Looked like it was going long, and Louisville thought maybe it would be, but Collier, as we saw here on Thursday, she has all the shots.
And that's what makes her so special. Oftentimes you see freshmen who are powerful just go to their power over and over and over again. She clearly takes some off there, finesse shots that back into that deep corner. She's just got such great range and understanding of when to go power and when not to.
Oregon had a 5-point lead earlier in this set. Louisville battled back, but now the Ducks are on top by 3. Nuneviller with 4 kills, Collier with 4 kills, and look who has 3 kills already for Oregon. It's Morgan Lewis, and we go back to what happened here on Thursday. Someone who had not played at all in the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament stepped up with 13 kills against mighty Nebraska.
You know, Matt Ulmer went to her quickly off the bench. He still thought she was warm. And credit to Hannah Pukas going to her time and time again, because Nebraska really struggled to slow her down. Obviously, your focus is on Mimi Collier and Brooke Nuneviller, and you could tell that that was Nebraska's priority. But it allowed someone to go off, and that was Morgan Lewis on that right side pin. And I just think for teams that are trying to make deep runs in the NCAA tournament, you never know who you're going to need on a given day or evening to step up and play big. And for Oregon on Thursday, it was Morgan Lewis.
You saw the number there. Her 7 previous matches. Oregon has played in 11, so she didn't play in 4 matches. It just depends on what the matchup is and the feeling, and he had that right feeling early on.
It speaks to Oregon's depth, which both of these teams certainly have a lot of that on display here today. But it also speaks to having players that are ready, ready for the moment, ready when they're called upon. Sometimes you wish you're in the game, you're not in the match, you're not starting, and some people can get in their own head and they can start sulking. Both of these teams are so team-oriented. I mean, what we got to witness at the practices yesterday here at the KFC Center, how much fun were they having? They were truly enjoying the journey of what it's taken to get here.
Brooke Nuneviller, who's ready to serve after the Louisville timeout, she talked about that a little bit from the point of view of having yesterday as an off day.
Well, I'm sure she enjoyed that after going, 32-30 in the 4th set against Nebraska.
After a 5-setter, if you were going to be asked to come back the next day and play, that would not have been very fair to Oregon. So they had the day off. That's built in. And yesterday was, in Brooke's words, a day just to relax a little bit and celebrate that win and turn the attention to this Louisville team. That one drops in out of the timeout to bring Louisville within 2. Aiko Jones.
Really nice job by Aiko Jones recognizing what's in front of her. She comes in on a 2-ball here. She's got a couple of hands in front of her, recognizes those pin hitters are trying to reach in, and she tips it right over the block.
Anna DeBeer back to serve for Louisville. 6 straight sweeps for the Cards. That one is mishit. And a point for Louisville. They're within 1.
That's what Louisville wants to do more of throughout this match. Great serve by DeBeer, forces Oregon out of system, and then forces an unforced error.
DeBeer floats it long. Service error number 2 for Louisville, and Oregon's the first team to 20 here in this first set. I mentioned the consecutive sweep streak, 6 straight sweeps after the win over Baylor for Danny Busboom Kelly's team. And it's really amazing. That's 18 straight sets. And then the last time they lost a set was at Georgia Tech, set 2. They fell behind in Atlanta, 0-2 to Georgia Tech, had a reverse sweep. So that's 21 straight sets with a victory.
Which is so impressive. As is the quick 1 set to PK Kong, who has been such a force in the middle. She's a natural blocker, certainly, but she's really come on as an offensive threat in the latter half of this season.
Good serve by Scott, and Jones lets it float out of play, and Louisville's come back to tie it.
Good communication there by Lothrow, who's standing behind Aiko Jones. Aiko Jones thinking, do I need to go up and hit this?
Started with the good block on one end, finishes on the Duck side to put Oregon on top by 1.
Nice effort by Carson Bacon there to close. Mimi Collier sets it up, gets that inside hand on it, fills that gap. Really nice block by the Ducks.
Chaussee, another good block by Oregon. Off speed by Tillman to tie it at 21.
Sometimes you just got to work smarter, not harder. And you've seen a couple of nice placed tips from both sides. You saw it from Nunaville early, and then you just saw it here from Louisville.
Jones, remember, had a couple aces earlier in this set. Good job by Oregon on the receive. That one is tipped long, and the Ducks are back in front. Big spot here for Collier. She's got 5 kills and a block here in this first set. Now serving. Service errors have really hurt Oregon here in set 1. That's 5, and that one allows things to get tied up again.
Now CeCe Rush is coming in for Louisville to serve here. If you remember, the last time she checked in, Brooke Nunaviller tipped it right over top of the block and dropped it in. Rush was unable to get underneath it in time.
Serve specialist comes on. Good serve. Nunaviller off hands. DeBeer off the block. Point for Louisville. Timeout, Oregon.
Louisville is such a good transition team. A dig here. It's fast from Elena Scott. It's even faster from Lothrow. Anna DeBeer able to get on it quickly and tool.
Oregon has used their first of 2 timeouts here in set number 1, with the Cards in front, 2 points away from taking the first set. So as they talk it over, I can tell you about tomorrow women's basketball doubleheader. Tomorrow afternoon, you can see Louisville and Kentucky. That'll take place in Lexington, 1 o'clock Eastern time. Cards have won last 5 in the rivalry. Then at 3 on ABC, 6th-ranked UConn. I don't know how many healthy guards they have. Mika Mule got hurt last game. Lou Lopez Seneschal didn't play at the end of the game, so we'll see who can show up and deliver for UConn against Diamond Miller in 20th ranked Maryland. That's coming up tomorrow in women's basketball. Louisville team checking in here today before the trip to Lexington to support the Louisville volleyball team. All right, here we go, Katie George. It's 23-22 Louisville. Oregon takes the timeout. First hope is that you've iced the server. Beyond that, what's the plan?
A relaxed, great pass right on top of Hannah Pukas' head, so she's allowed to run the offense however she sees fit. And then if you're Louisville, just to continue to be able to transition and play good defense so that you can run out of it. CC Rush, if you're the Cards, needs to put in a good, aggressive serve here within reason.
Louisville has won 11 in a row. They have not lost a set in the NCAA tournament. They have not lost a set in the last 6 matches, trying to advance onto the national semifinal round for the 2nd year in a row. Battle at the net, violation, Oregon, point Louisville, set point for the Cards.
A great serve by Rush. You get exactly what you want in overpass situation. Anna DeBeer able to control it, just a net violation there by Pukas.
Floats just long, so the 3-0 run ends. Set point number 2 coming up for the Cards. Claire Chaussee will come on as Rush will head off. And Elisa Guy is on to serve for the Ducks. Service error number 6 for Oregon. Louisville takes set one by 2.
Louisville trailed, if you remember, 14.
Could have 17 kills and hit 344, yet Louisville won that first set.
Isn't that something that your 2 best attackers are held to 0 percentage, and yet the team still hits 280? I also think it's important to point out Oregon had 8 errors in Louisville's last 16 points. Some of that came from attacks, some of that came from the service line. At this stage of the game, you cannot be giving away that many free points.
Especially when you see your team hit 344 against the team that came in, as we talked at the very top of this telecast, allowing teams hitting 144, top 10 in Division I. First point of set 2 goes to Louisville. Scott, aggressive serve. She gets the ace. That's one thing that jumps out too. The serve story. You talked about the errors. 6 service errors for Oregon. 3 aces in the first set for Louisville. That gives them 4 now for the match.
And early on, Oregon was doing a really nice job against Louisville's serve. And to Louisville's credit, I think they bumped it up a little bit from the service line. We saw a couple of aces. Here's 2 immediately from Elena Scott. When we visited with Matt Ulmer, he said Louisville is a much more aggressive serving team than Nebraska. Our biggest challenge on Saturday is going to be if we can stay in system to be able to run our explosive, fast offense, which is where they want to live.
Well, who else do you turn to if you're Oregon but Morgan Lewis when you need a kill? She gets it.
And she's being set in optimal situations. Louisville's block is keying in on those outside hitters, and so Morgan Lewis finds herself in one-on-one situations against the left front blocker for Louisville. She's done a really nice job against Nebraska, and it's carrying over against the Cards here today of optimizing.
Louisville back on top by 3. Point for the Ducks. Four service errors for the Cards to go along with those 5 aces. Here's Daly McClellan, sophomore from Canby, Oregon, back to serve for Oregon. Winners of 16 in a row. That is a new school record. Nunneveller, a defensive dig. Chaussee still looking for her first kill. On the block. Tillman with the center, Lothero.
All smiles from Raquel Lothero, and rightfully so, but it started in this play with a great defensive up from Daly McClellan off of Brooke Nunneveller. Free ball gets sent over, and then Raquel Lothero just does a really nice job lining up on that outside hand of Mimi Collier to seal that line.
Pukas sets it for Collier. Great job by Scott. Collier off balance. Well, that starts with Elena Scott and the defense that the libero brings.
And that's the relentless pursuit I'm talking about at the beginning of the show. Great effort by Elena Scott. Great job by Anna DeBeer just following it. And it's those points that change the momentum. Louisville with a 4-point lead here in the second.
Volleyball Championship continues Thursday with the National Championship semifinals starting at 7 o'clock Eastern Time on ESPN. For more information on match times and listings, visit ncaa.com, home for all 90 NCAA championships. Out of the Oregon timeouts. Claire Chaussee ready to serve. Big advantage when it comes to the serve in this match so far for Louisville. Lothero looks for Chaussee in the back row attack, and Claire Chaussee has her first kill of the match. Chaussee finished strong against Baylor after a slow start. She finished with 11 kills, but remember, 7 of her 11 kills came in the third set. You can keep her down for a little while, but the ACC Player of the Year will find ways to get you. Not this time, though. There's a service error for Chaussee and Louisville. One thing Oregon talked about for the last couple of days here, just been taking things point by points, and that could really serve them well right now. They give another one away from the service line. 7th service error already. Louisville's been aggressive with the serve too, but they've also been rewarded with 5 aces. Pukas to Nunneveller for the kill. 5th kill for Brooke Nunneveller.
This is a really nice run. You get the pass that you want. Hannah Pukas gets underneath it, a little bit inside by design, and Brooke Nunneveller is able to make Louisville pay by cutting it inside those blockers' hands, cross court. Excellent shot.
So Kiari Roby ready at the net for Oregon.
Heads up play there, just keeping it alive.
That was by Nunneveller, and she gets right in position to get the point. So the Ducks get another point.
She just knuckles that ball up as a pass, transitions hard, and then hits you with a finesse shot down the line.
6 kills for Nunneveller, 496 on the season. Kong will miss the mark. Point for the Ducks, and now Oregon, point by point, getting back into the set.
What did Matt Ulmer tell us? Brooke Nunneveller, I've never seen in her entire career have 2 bad matches in a row. And by the way, bad is a relative term. Offensively, her numbers against Nebraska were not what we're used to seeing. She still impacted the game in a variety of different ways. But so far, she's off to a great start with a couple of kills, 6 on 13 attempts, hitting .308.
But another service error. So do you have a theory on why Oregon is struggling so much? Is it nerves? You're playing in front of a huge crowd, so much on the line, a chance to get to the national semifinal. Is that part of it?
Yeah, it's interesting.
It would explain a lot.
It would explain a lot. High risk, high reward is what I told you earlier. You've now entered the world of too much risk, in my opinion.
But Oregon gets the point right back. So the Ducks make it a 9-7 second set.
Really nice run here by Pukas and Roby. Recognizing, push forward a little bit. Roby goes just right behind her on a quick. Really hard to defend.
Good serve by Pukas. And a point for Oregon. So they've had their struggles, certainly, but now within one.
We've seen Pukas go on a couple of really good serving runs over the last few days. Louisville looking a little bit sloppy, not so intentional with a couple of their touches as of late.
Pukas had a couple of aces in the 5-setter against Nebraska. DeBeer off the block and a point for Louisville. Well, if you weren't with us on Thursday, Anna DeBeer's return to the front line has been a big story for the Cardinals as they pursue their first ever national championship.
She hurt her knee early on in the season and missed quite a few matches. Was able to work her way back in, but they slowly just put her in the back row. She played defense, she passed, played in the front row sparingly late in sets. Thursday was the first time we really saw her get to go 6 rotations since before the injury, and she rose to the occasion, certainly.
Great job by Pukas to keep it alive, and it results in a point for Oregon. Great job by the Ducks to battle and stay in that point, and it pays off with the kill from Morgan Lewis.
Really nice swing here by Morgan Lewis. She goes cross court. She's got just such a heavy arm swing that makes her so hard to defend. And she's done a nice job moving the ball around, showing that she's got range as well.
Lewis had that season-high 13 kills at 385 in the win against Nebraska. Tight at the nets, and a point for the Ducks, and they have come back to tie it at 10.
Hannah Pukas, Brooke Nunneville doing a nice job putting the pressure on from the service line. Louisville's passed a couple of balls a little bit too tight. You've got a back row setter. Lutherow can't do much with that.
Nunneville goes shorts. Aiko Jones with the kill.
Doesn't matter the team that you're talking about. If you get a great pass where a setter can run her offense effectively, all 3 hitters are an option, good things happen.
Here's someone who's been very effective from the service line already for Louisville. Elena Scott with 3 aces, not this time. Service error number 6 for the Ducks.
For the Cards.
For the Cards.
Both birds of sorts.
There's some play on words, and again, you could come up with it, like getting 2 birds with 1 service error stone or something. Should I just let it go?
Just let it go.
Yeah.
You lost that.
Thanks for the advice. Came a little late. I dug myself a hole. That works out well for the Cards.
A little bit of miscommunication there. Hannah Pukas needs to tell Morgan Lewis, I'm behind you, I'm there, so Morgan Lewis knows not to reach back and try to cover herself. Results in an easy kill for the Cards.
Aiko Jones leading Louisville with 5 kills so far in this match. I could not come up with the play on words to try to hide the fact that the service errors are piling up. You want to give it a shot or just let it breathe? Let it go.
Let it breathe.
Daly McClellan will get this one in. Chaussee off hands. Well, that looked like it was blocked. Matt Ulmer agrees, and he's going to go right to the challenge card here. So the ruling on the court was that there was no touch, but you could see the Oregon.
The ruling on the court was it was called a touch.
Oh,
Matt Ulmer
okay.
says that there is no touch, and that is what he is now challenging.
Gotcha. Thank you very much, Katie. So Wade Dubois will go to the monitor. All right, let's go back to the replays here.
So certainly looking at Carson Bacon here in the middle. Possibly that inside right hand.
You're looking for any flex of the finger.
A reminder, touch, no touch is the most difficult challenge to overturn.
Because you go frame by frame, there's a little bit of that blurry lag that you really can't tell clearly, and you're trying to see clear evidence that
Does it go
a
off the
finger
fingers
went
there?
back at all.
Is there space in between?
Hard to tell. That's from an up angle too as you shoot down. We had that net angle. I mean, it was very close to the net camera. Couldn't really tell much there.
3 options for Wade Dubois. Confirmed there was a touch. Reversed, no touch. 3, it stands. I can't tell by the video evidence, so it would remain Louisville's point.
Also, pretty long review right now. A reminder on the challenge rule. If you're new to volleyball, you get 2 challenges a match. If you are successful with the challenge, you keep the challenge. Oregon is unsuccessful with the challenge, so they have 1 challenge remaining. If we go to a 5th set, Oregon will be given an additional challenge, and that worked out well for the Ducks Thursday against Nebraska. Matt Ulmer was unsuccessful early in the match. By the end of the 3rd set with his challenges, didn't have one for the 4th set. And that 4th set had 62 points in it.
And if you notice what he's saying, that's twice now. That's 2 that he feels like the crew has missed.
Card has been shown to Matt Ulmer, and he's going to continue to protest. So basically that means a yellow card will show to the head coach. If he gets a second one, it's done for the day. So he's got to be on your best behavior, or at least.
And sometimes coaches like to just, toe the line a little bit just to stir the pot, light a fire under their team, and it seems like it did good things for Mimi Collier there on the kill.
Collier goes back to the service line, even at 13. Lothrow sends it back to Tillman for the kill. 5th kill for Amaya Tillman.
Louisville's done a really nice job establishing the middle, going to them often when the pass allows. Look at that seam in between Oregon's blockers that Amaya Tillman's able to work it through. That's now her 5th kill of the match. She's hitting 1,000, by the way, 5 for 5. And her counterpart, PK Kong, has 3 kills, hitting 400.
Pukis looks for Nuneviller. Beautiful set for Brooke Nuneviller, and a point for Oregon.
Excellent run here by Oregon in response with a quick side out. Hannah Pukis brings Brooke Nuneviller inside on a 32 set here. A rip, some would call it. And look, she's in a one-on-one situation. And you see the urgency from Brooke Nuneviller as soon as she comes down from the kill.
Good serve from McGee. DeBeer, McClellan dug it out. Nuneviller tried to block it, but the point goes to Kong.
Again, Louisville's middle is coming up big. Amaya Tillman was able to get a kill off of the slide. PK Kong there going behind Lothrow, finds success.
Here is Raquel Lothrow. Previously played in the Pac-12 against Oregon when she was with USC. Transferred into the Louisville program for this season. That's a miss by Collier. Collier's 5th attack error of the match.
I love the run by Pukis, though. Brooke Nuneviller is taken out of the play because she goes down on the ground for that pass, and she jacks it back to Collier. Just can't connect, unfortunately.
Service error number 8 for Louisville. So the teams are now even at 8 service errors apiece. Here's been the most consistent player on the service line for the Ducks. It's Hannah Pukis. Pukis, in her first season with the Ducks after transferring over from Washington State, had surgery when she first got to UO, so her UO career was off to a slow start, but she has been dynamic for this team, and her team is even at 16 here in set 2. Yeah, the thing they say is she can run a fast offense. You've talked about that a few times today. What are the things, if you're new to volleyball, that you're looking for? It seems simple to describe what a fast offense is and what it does and what it looks like.
Well, you have to have a setter that's really fast in general with her feet, right? She's got to be able to get to the ball fast, get squared up, and look the same every time she contacts the ball. And then obviously you're looking for speed to the outside pins and the height of that. You have to have athletic outside hitters who can get on it fast to be able to run an offense like Oregon does, and they have the athletes to be able to do it.
So the timing has to be perfect.
It does. And you have to be very consistent with where you put the ball time and time again so that your hitters trust you and know that it's going to be there. If they're going to go early, they got to believe that you can get it to them on time. And Hannah Pukis is able to deliver.
Raquel Lothrow getting an assist for Louisville on that point. The kill by DeBeer. 3 kills for DeBeer, even at 17. She had 11 against Baylor in that 3-set match. Point for the Cards.
We've seen trading points, back and forth, 1 point here, 1 point there. Both teams have done a nice job siding out. Who can go on a run here as we move into the latter half of this second set? I guess the silver lining would be if we're going to miss this many serves, it's good that they're missing that many serves as well. Are you buying that?
Keep selling. I usually buy what you say. I'm trying to find it. Silver lining, 17 combined service errors. I think the thing to look for is who's going to get control of their service game first. There's no controlling Claire Chaussee on that kill. That's her 4th, all in this set.
Nice in-tempo set by Lothrow allows Chaussee to beat the block. Cardinal Bird loving it, showing some muscles, I think, underneath all those feathers.
Pukis looks around, goes to the middle quickly. Tillman was ready. Tillman and Jones are there again. Now the back row defense gets involved. That's out. No tip this time. I looked over to Matt Ulmer quickly. He just made the call as well. No touch. So the point for Oregon, and we are tied at 19. Remember, set 1, we were tied at 20 apiece. We were even again at 22 all after Oregon had gone in front by 1. A late 3-0 run helped Louisville win set 1, 25-23. Tillman. Louisville gets the 21st.
Amaya Tillman is 6 for 6 tonight. Quick 1 set, and look, she cuts that back across her body to zone 1. Pukis unable to make the move underneath. If you got the pass, if you're Lothrow, I'd keep feeding Tillman. She's hot.
Jones with the serve. Pukis looks for Collier. Chaussee. Back row attack from Nunaviller. Chaussee missed the mark. Point Oregon. Second set in a row. We're tied at 20. Ten ties, 2 lead changes here in set 2. McClellan with the serve. Tillman, that's long. Oregon's in front. Timeout called by the Cardinals. They have not dropped a set in the NCAA tournament. They have won their last 22 sets. When you go back into the regular season, back to that match in Atlanta against Georgia Tech. And when you look at Oregon, you look at what Brooke Nunaviller has done throughout her career, let alone in this tournament. 497 kills this season. And here's what she did on Thursday.
Like I mentioned, a little bit of an off night offensively, which we rarely see, but she impacted the game in so many different ways. I mean, look at the effort there just to get a hand on it. She did have a couple of key kills in big-time moments. None other or bigger than this one here, where she just takes it off the body. It goes over, and that was the point that forced a fifth set against Nebraska, and then Nebraska, unfortunately, just unraveled in that fifth, and Oregon took control early and never lost.
Yeah, you look at the number 089, that's when you look at, well, that wasn't very efficient, but she has done so much throughout her career. She is the only member of the 1,500 kill 2,000 dig club in the Pac-12. That just goes to show you what she's done, because she was a libero her freshman year. That was an outstanding team in 2018. They got to this point back there her freshman year. She's hitting at a better percentage here today at the 312.
Do you remember in that fourth set against Nebraska, there was a point where you looked at her on the court and there was this incensed look. What did Carson Bacon say it was?
Crazed.
She gets this look in her eye, right? Where I am going to will this team to, I will not let us lose today. And you have to have a player with that kind of DNA, that kind of personality on your team if you are going to make it to a national semifinal and possibly win a national championship. Brooke Nunneveller's got that crazy in her that you have to have.
McClellan, good serve. Tillman tried to drop it down, and it's another point for Oregon off of a Louisville error.
What's wild is the last 8 Oregon points. The last 8 Oregon points have all come from Louisville's errors.
So those mistakes in the first set hurt Oregon with the service errors.
Absolutely.
That hurt the Ducks.
And now
flipped around.
Absolutely.
McClellan floats it long. That ends the 3-0 run. A reminder, Matt Ulmer's team was up 22-21 in the first set, and Louisville won it 25-23. Look where we are right now in set 2. CC Rush, similar to set 1. She comes on the serve. Blocked back and out of play, and it's a point for the Ducks.
Nice swing by Mimi Collier there. Big block in front of her. Louisville just unable to turn it into the court of play there.
And huge. We talked about it before. Point by point. That's the mindset for Oregon. You get a side out right there. You don't let Rush and Louisville go on a service run. You're 2 points away from evening this match of the set apiece. Collier. Brooke Nunneveller, it was awkward from the start, and she tumbled. Violation, point for Louisville.
And she got tripped there a little bit, and as she came under to free ball it over, she crossed over that center line underneath the net.
Aiden Bartlett comes on. Bartlett with the serve, good one. Off hands, dug out by Lothero. The point continues. Bacon! Set point Oregon.
We've talked a lot about Morgan Lewis and the lift that she brought on Thursday. Carson Bacon did the same thing off the bench, and this is why. She can be so offensive. A great swing on a quick back set there for the middle blocker.
Timeout called by Louisville. Set point for the Ducks. "22 consecutive set wins for the Cards." That's on the line right now here in match 1 of 4 today. Still to come, Texas and Ohio State. that follows us. 6 o'clock Eastern time. Texas has won 11 in a row. They knocked off Marquette in 4 sets. Logan Eggleston, 15 kills in that regional semifinal win. Emily Londot, what a spectacular performance for Ohio State. 29 kills. She hit 500 to advance the Buckeyes onto that showdown with Texas. Then you look at teams who are just on epic runs right now. Wisconsin has won 21 in a row. Pittsburgh has won 23 of 24. The one loss was to Louisville. Stanford's won 21 in a row. San Diego has won 27 in a row.
And San Diego, I mean, absolutely handled business on Thursday. It was so much fun to watch. They're playing extremely well. They're playing with so much confidence. You can feel it through the television when you're watching. Obviously, we're here, but stay tuned. I mean, get comfortable, buckle up. You've got some incredible volleyball coming your way, not only on this court right before us, but throughout the entire day and evening.
San Diego in their first ever regional final playing in Maples Pavilion tonight. Their only loss this year, by the way, came here in this city to Louisville back in the non-conference. Set point for Oregon. Lotherow, DeBeer. That's dug out by McClellan's foot. Oregon still in the point, but not anymore. Lotherow, the setter, with the kill. Oh, man. So close to a miracle set win for Oregon, but we continue. Set point number 2.
I mean, Hannah Pukas is lucky she just kind of threw a hand at it, because this comes off of McClellan's foot. It's live, and Pukas kind of gives up on it and just nonchalantly throws a hand at it and keeps it alive, but really heads up play there by Lotherow just to 2-shoot it over. Body parts, folks. It all counts.
It all works. Lotherow, set point number 2 for Oregon. Pukas looks for Collier. Scott with the dig.
Really difficult situation there.
Dropped in, and the Oregon Ducks have ended the streak of the Cardinals.
Nice job by Oregon there. Good heads-up net play to even this thing up 1 apiece.
A streak of 22 consecutive set wins ends at the hands of Oregon. Yes, the Ducks with a 25-23 victory in set number 2. So we're even at a set apiece. The two teams will take a break here after set 2. It gives us a chance to talk with Oregon head coach Matt Ulmer. Well, you said the other day when we asked you about it, you said it was fun. Are you having fun right now? Or is you look a little bit more stressed here, Matt?
Oh, no. I mean, if we served in bounds, I'd have more fun, but we tried to do that better in the second. No, this is a blast. What a great crowd. What a great environment. A lot of red. There's a couple of green shirts. So
on the blocks, an edge for Louisville, but not a ton of blocks so far in this match. Remember, this is a team in Louisville that's averaging 3 blocks a set. That's 3rd in Division I, and they've got a 1 block a set average right now.
That is something I think to keep an eye on. Both of these teams are very good defensively. Do we start to see more blocks at the net as we pick up and continue moving through this match?
You see the numbers for the Cards when it comes to blocking so far. They've had 2 17-block matches this season against Pitt and against Georgia Tech. 9 against Purdue in round 2, 9 against Baylor in the regional semifinal. So after a little bit of an intermission, the teams are back on the court and ready to go here at the KFC Yum Center, downtown Louisville, Kentucky. This is the site of the 2012 National Championship. The National Championship will return here in 2 years' time to the KFC Yum Center.
Omaha, then Tampa. Tampa, then Louisville. Is that the sequence?
Omaha, Tampa, Louisville. 3rd set is underway. And that will drop in. How have the middles played for this Oregon team? We talked so much about the outsides because there's so much offense from the outsides in Nunaviller and Collier, but the middles sometimes get forgotten.
They do, because so many of the attempts go to that outside pin, but golly, Kiari Roby and Carson Bacon have played excellent. Roby hitting .833, 5 kills so far. Bacon, 800 on 4 kills.
All right, go Jones. Jones with 5 kills, hitting .333. DeBeer dug it, but sent it into the scorer's table. Back-to-back points to start this set for Oregon.
That's Morgan Lewis, 6'3" junior. Getting this set from Georgia Murphy out of system and goes right in between those blockers' hands to blow up that seam.
And an ace. That is the first ace of the match for Oregon. Remember, Louisville jumped out to a 3-0 lead in set 2, and now it's Oregon getting a 3-0 lead in set 3.
And Georgia Murphy just doing a really nice job with her hand contact on that serve just to drop it right in front of Claire Chaussee.
Murphy with 18 aces now on the season. Junior libero out of Texas. Out of timing with Chaussee. Pukas sets it to Collier with the kill. Great start for Oregon. Picking up where they left off in set 2.
I think I mentioned this at the top of the broadcast. Mimi Collier is a true freshman, and she has no fear. It doesn't matter who's in front of her, how big they are, what jersey they're wearing. She just hauls off and takes massive rips. It's so much fun to watch.
Lothero, Chaussee. Another point for the Ducks. Now, I think the line judge indicated touch, and Danny Busboom-Kelly is going to have to go to the card.
And our up official is saying that he overruled the line judge calling touch. He did not see a touch at the net.
I don't think Danny Busboom-Kelly is going to go to the challenge card. Now she'll just walk right by the end of the scores table. 5-0 run to start set 3 for Oregon. Spot in the national semifinals in Omaha on Thursday on the line. And Oregon continues this run. They will force an early timeout called Pacific on ESPN and the app. The 88th annual Heisman Trophy ceremony presented by Nissan. 4 finalists, all quarterbacks. Got to make Lamar happy, right? Georgia Stetson Bennett, TCU's Max Duggan, Ohio State CJ Stroud, Caleb Williams from USC, Chris Fowler hosts for the 29th straight year. Who's going to win, Katie George? You've spent a lot of time on football sidelines. You've talked to many of those Heisman finalists.
I am not a Heisman voter, though.
Oh, you should be.
I don't get a say.
What are we doing here, Heisman Committee?
I'm actually glad about that because I would struggle with this year's voting, I think.
Is that your way of telling me you're not going to tell me who's going to win?
Exactly.
Oh, the run continues. Who's winning right now? It's Oregon in all facets of the game. Carson Bacon with the block.
A nice shot by Carson Bacon. Pointing to Morgan Lewis to get out in time. They jump, they're in sync. Blocks that cross-court shot. And what did Danny Busboom-Kelly tell us as the bracket was being unveiled? She kept thinking in her mind, I don't want to see Oregon in our region. Don't put Oregon in our region. I don't want to see Oregon in our region because they were just such a red-hot team. Obviously winning their last 16 matches. And now you're seeing how potent and lethal this offense can be and how imposing they can be as they jump out to an amazing 8-0 run here in the third set.
What a service run by Georgia Murphy. She's battled through injuries through her career, including surgery on both shoulders, and here she is coming through. And Aiko Jones, and Louisville needs a point. They go to Aiko Jones for the kill.
A nice set by Lothero here, getting Aiko Jones all the way out to that antenna, and she's able to go off of Mimi Collier's outside hand. And you see the stomp, the urgency. Louisville's got some work to do. They got to start stringing together points.
Elena Scott with the serve. Scott can't dig it out. A side out for Oregon.
Carson Bacon's 5th kill.
So Bacon's got 5 kills. Roby's got 5 kills. Your middles are hitting both at 8:33 for Oregon.
And so often as an opponent, you get focused on Mimi Collier and Brooke Nunaville on that outside pin. And it's really the other 3 hitters that have done a great job picking up production.
That's off hands. Another point for Oregon. They're up by 9. And another timeout called by Louisville. All smiles on the Oregon side. Louisville joked around a little bit yesterday about Danny Busboom-Kelly insisting that her team smile, that they play better when they're relaxed, but you don't see many smiles over there right now, and rightly so. I mean, this is stunning that Louisville, a number 1 seed, winners of 11 in a row, 29-2 on the season, are down 10-1 against Oregon, and the Ducks, they have gotten a lot from Collier and Nuneviller, no question about it.
As they always do.
But it's been a team effort for Oregon, especially here in set 3.
It really has. I mean, you think about it. I wouldn't necessarily claim that Oregon is a super balanced team just based on how many attempts the outside pins get. But right now you're seeing such a balanced offense. Credit to Hannah Pukas and the passers, getting her in a situation where she can run the middles as much as possible. She can run that right side pin in Morgan Lewis. And you're seeing the Ducks fans, they absolutely love it. They love this balanced attack where everybody's getting involved.
It was interesting. What was one of the things Louisville was concerned about in preparing for Oregon? It was because of where Matt Ulmer played in college, not necessarily how he coaches, but the position he played at Carthage College.
I was having a conversation with Dan Meske, the associate head coach at Louisville, and he said, it's harder. It's so much harder to prep against a head coach that was a former setter because of the way that they think and their ability to run an offense because they've clearly done it themselves, right? So they're worried about matchups within the game, right? And so he can adjust quickly because of the way that his mind works having played that position. So he and Hannah Pukas are in lockstep, right? So Dan Meske says it's harder because you have to go through so much film in trying to accurately prepare for a team like Oregon because of what Matt Ulmer did in his past.
Service area out of timeout, but are you seeing some of that? You talk about sharing the wealth and the balance for Oregon. Are you sensing some of that here being an edge for Oregon against Louisville?
Well, I think Oregon came into this saying they are going to key in on Mimi Collier and Brooke Nuneviller, like everybody has tried to do this season. We need to get other people involved and make them pay and hurt in other places, and we've seen that out of the middle and on that right side pin.
Off the block, Collier gets her 10th kill of the match. (11-2) Oregon here in set 3. Ducks are hitting .750 this set. Couple of service errors this set for Oregon. They've got 11 for the match.
Volleyball is a fickle sport. It is a game of momentum. Obviously, the advantage in momentum is on Oregon's side right now with this large lead at the beginning of this third set. But what do we see late in that fifth set against Nebraska? Nebraska went on a 6-0 run in the fifth set on Thursday. It's not out of the realm of possibility for Louisville to put together a good, strong run here from the service line.
Louisville goes to the defense. They get the block, the point for the Cards.
And that is one way to really turn the tide in this set, is if you can come up with a couple of nice momentum plays at the net from a blocking standpoint. Great job by Luthrow, working herself out there in time.
Bartlett with the serve. Dug out by Hendricks. And the kill by Anna DeBeer. Not smiles right now for Louisville, but game faces trying to get back into this set. Bartlett couldn't get there. Kill for Nuneviller, and Oregon ends the mini run for the Cards.
But that's what you need. Every time you side out, you need to get 2 or 3 points per server to work yourself back into this set.
Oregon scored the first 8 points of this third set. And now they have 3 service errors here in this third set. That was a huge problem in set 1.
Is a fast way to allow a team that you've got your foot on their throat, an easy way to let them back in.
Matt Ulmer came over and talked to us just a few minutes ago about, you asked what was different, and the changes, just like cleaned up the serve in that second set. It's getting a little sloppy here again in the third, and that's opening the door for Louisville.
That was a very graphic description by me there with the foot on the throat,
I was just trying to change the subject because it's the Christmas season, and I just need you to be a little bit more merry and bright.
Cheery,
yes.
more cheery.
That's a kill for Oregon. And the Ducks bounce back. Collier continues to add to her totals. A reminder, Collier had 26 kills on 71 swings against Nebraska. Already 11 kills here today on 22 swings. Team high in both areas. Good side by Pukas and an ace. Well, that will offset any service error you've got. Drop it in the ace, and Pukas has been really, really good from the service line.
She has been. She has a really nice jump float serve. She makes great contact right behind the ball in its sweet spot and can just drop it right in front of these passers.
Serve received by DeBeer. Then she's set by Lothrow, and she gets the kill.
You see that?
Go Jones back in. Go ahead, Katie.
Killer instinct. And into DeBeer's face there after she gets that kill. And you see her there saying, just calm down, 1 point at a time here.
Danny Busboom Kelly has called her one of the most mentally tough kids I've ever coached. So she is coaching on the court right now. Kara Cressy into the match for the first time in the middle. Now that one hits the deck before Bartlett could dig it out. Point Oregon.
What a swing from Morgan Lewis. All things equal, Pukas gets her all the way out into the line. She goes inside the antenna and DeBeer's outside hand. Great swing.
Cressy got there. And the block. DeBeer fired up now. And she'll take that game face back to the service line.
So she places a very smart ball here and then immediately gets back and ready to go block. And you see her say, come on! She wants urgency from her teammates if they're going to cut into this deficit here. And now she's got the opportunity with a serve.
Oregon sides out. They go to the freshman Collier for another kill. That's number 12.
Nice shot by Collier, recognizing she's only got Aiko Jones in front of her. Kara Cressy is beat. I've got a one-on-one situation. I'm going to take it cross court.
So a couple of changes here for Louisville. We see Kara Cressy on there for the first time. Nena Mbanu is on as well for Louisville. No Tillman at the moment. No Chaussee. No Kong. Mbanu. Blocked. Bacon with Nunaviller.
Bacon's calling it out. She's doing a great job communicating. And Mimi Collier is just setting it up and taking care of business by herself.
Yeah, not Nunaviller. Collier on the left side right there. Which I should know, she's 6'3". A little more size than the 5'11" Nunaviller, who plays very big, as we've seen. Really, both Chaussee and Nunaviller, great matchup here today. Two undersized outsides that really play above the net. Ace for Oregon, and they stretch their lead back to 10.
When we talk about this throughout the season, when a team gets down by a large margin in a set, it's unlikely that Louisville's going to work their way back in and win set 3. But you can try to build momentum as you move into set 4.
You're Oregon, you have to love what you've done here because you had a couple of mistakes from the service line, but you have battled in points. That one's going to go to Louisville, but we saw in that DeBeer block, the arena got loud. DeBeer was fired up. You felt the momentum, wanted to shift, but Oregon didn't allow it and had a double-digit lead just a moment ago.
And Oregon's done a really nice job siding out quickly. They've sided out efficiently every time that Louisville's tried to go on a run.
Elena Scott. That one drops in, and Scott has her 4th ace. Scott, sophomore from Louisville, who played at Mercy Academy, first team all-conference selection in the ACC. Dynamic defender who's getting it done with the serve. Jones off hands. Good job by Scott. Murphy bumps it to Collier. Outside, Chassé with the kill.
And here you're seeing the Cards start to build some momentum. A couple of really nice defensive plays. Great job by Scott. Heads up play by Tillman there to recognize I got to go up and take it over. DeBeer with a nice dig. And then the exclamation point on the line from Chassé.
Lena Scott trying to build momentum at the service line. Point for the Ducks. They say it was touched. Louisville says no way. Anna DeBeer. Iko Jones turning around and say, who? Me? It wasn't me. And Danny Busboom-Kelly, irate, goes to the challenge card.
And if you heard her say, or you're a lip reader.
I am,
she
as you
said,
know.
She said, why do you even have line judges if you're just going to overrule it?
So the call on the court was that there was a touch by the Cardinals. They played it on the video board here in the building. You could hear some moans and groans from, I think, those clad in red. Now the question will be, is there enough here to overturn the call?
And if there's not, Wade Dubois will come down and say, I can't tell. There's not enough to overturn it, so the call will stand. That's the third option.
Now again, that is right in front of the up referee. That camera angle right there, that is literally at his belt buckle. So you're seeing close to the vision he had, but also the thing that you don't, the sense that you don't get from that is the sense of hearing, because you hear something. Here's another angle. Any touch there. We have some referees behind us who are wearing red who are making their opinion known. So again, the call on the court is touch.
Both line judges called no touch. That was Danny Busboom-Kelly's sticking point, and the head official, the up ref, overruled both line judges and called a touch in favor of Oregon.
Challenge is unsuccessful. And Danny Busboom-Kelly wants to know what Wade Dubois saw. So both teams with one challenge remaining through the next set. If we go 5, each team will pick up a new challenge. Probably should put a break on our lip reading right there with the coaching staff at the net.
Speaks to the urgency, though.
Oh, yeah.
The moment, the stage.
Iko Jones and Louisville's hype woman, Amaya Tillman, getting in Iko's face. And Iko is just kind of act like you've been there before. Because she has.
She's just so high, right? Her contact point in the air is so high that she can just see and place these tips, and then just get chest bumped all around by Amaya Tillman when she comes down.
I think Iko was a little taken aback. You should not be. That's par for the course for Tillman as Jones goes back to serve. 19-12. Remember, the lead was 18-8 for Oregon. Collier. Time and again, when Oregon needs a side out, they got to get that point. They've got it here in the third.
14 kills for Mimi Collier. She leads all attackers on the floor right now.
She came in averaging 4.5 kills per set in the NCAA tournament. So she's got 14 kills. We play here in set 3. She's on that number again. Battle at the net. They play on. Pukas, Bacon on the slide. Point for Oregon, and the Ducks closing in on a win here in set 3.
Carson Bacon's having a really nice afternoon.
Great tournament here in Louisville.
Absolutely.
She was really good Thursday, too.
And I was curious if Matt Ulmer was going to go back to Colby Neal and Gloria Mutiri, the two that started on Thursday against Nebraska. They're bigger blockers. And he rode with both hot hands in Morgan Lewis and Carson Bacon.
Dug out by McClellan. Nunaviller down the line. Point for Oregon. A reminder, Louisville out of timeouts.
This is Nunaviller's bread and butter. Doesn't matter where she is, if she's tight on the net or if she's off the net, she can still thread that needle and cut the ball down the line.
3-0 run for Oregon. Collier building the momentum at the service line. Lothro, Chasse, good block. Bacon and Pukas. They're there again. This time for the point for the Ducks. Oregon is out blocking Louisville right now.
Nice setup here by Hannah Pukas. She had Chasse's number there.
It's a team in Oregon that's always been strong defensively. You talked at the top of the telecast about their fast offense, and that has been such a big part of their success in this 16-match winning streak. But don't forget about their defense. Look at this change now as Ellie Glock has come on to set here for Louisville here in set 3. We see Bartlett come back in, Hendricks come back in. Right now, Lothro sitting next to Danny Busboom-Kelly, a little coaching one-on-one going on that Louisville bench.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Danny Busboom-Kelly just wants to see something different from Glock, or she just wants to have a conversation with Lothro because she knows this one is out of reach.
Just get a rest, reset. Heading into set 4 because the Ducks now have set point. They're on top 24-13. Brooke Nunaviller with their 10th kill. So that gives her 500 this season. You would think, well, that's the team leader, right? Wrong. Collier went over 500 already. So you have 2 players with 500 kills.
It is so rare just to have one hitter on your team surpass 500 kills in a season. But to have 2 is absolutely incredible.
Oregon takes it dominant in set 3. And with his research, Brooke Nunaviller and Mimi Collier are the only known teammates in the rally scoring era to each have 500 kills in the season. If Kevin's wrong, it's not his fault. Send a tweet to Katie. She'll answer all your questions. But it just goes to show you said, well, we haven't seen this 500.
No, and on Thursday when we popped the graphic up that Mimi had gotten to 500, I was like, hitting talkback. Are you guys sure? Are you sure that
talking
math?
To the truck saying
and
that their math
I'm no
was wrong.
mathematician. That was my worst subject. But when you're getting a 20-piece every single night that you step on the court, makes that number really, really high. And that just is a credit to Mimi Collier and how effective she's been in her freshman campaign. And as well, Brooke Nunaviller. I mean, to have both of them at 500 or more is truly incredible.
Collier at 530, Nunaviller at 500 thanks to her 10 kills here today.
So unbelievably good.
And the efficiency, too, for Collier,
It's unfair,
Katie,
is what it is,
346. And it just feels like she does it every night. It's only 10 times so she's gotten a 20-piece, 20 kills or more.
That's
but
still enough.
That's a lot. That feels like every night.
20 pieces 10 times. She's on her way there today.
Starting lineup back out there for Louisville here to start the 4th set. And it begins how the 3rd set started. Remember, Oregon started that 3rd set with an 8-0 run and truly never looked back because they hit 500 in set 3 while Louisville hit 0.
And they did a really good job out of the gate, serving Louisville tough and getting them out of system. Their passing broke down, and in turn, their attacking broke down.
DeMere from the back. Pukas will set it back. This is something Oregon's done so well, though. They've stayed in the points, but this point will go to Louisville, their first point of set 4.
It's a great reach by Claire Chaussee. She was all over it. One-on-one situation there. Great block. And that's what Louisville does well. They block well and they defend well. As Morgan Lewis obviously crosses that center line there. They block and defend well. That's when they're at their best.
And Elena Scott serves well.
And do you know what the first line of defense is?
A good serve. You've taught me well. I have listened.
Impeccable student.
I've paid attention. Elena Scott's been outstanding with the serve. Louisville is a team with 7 aces. Collier. Tillman.
This is excellent. It's a tight pass. Raquel Lothero has to stay parallel to the net and stay out of it, and sets up Amaya Tillman. Great job by Tillman being there ready to go to get the kill.
Scott back to serve again. She has 5 of the 7 aces for Louisville. Oregon runs the middle. Roby with the kill.
I think Roby was like, you know what, anything you can do, I can do better.
And she's done well. She had 5 kills in the 5-setter against Nebraska. That's her 6th kill tonight. No errors, 8:57.
Playing clean, efficient volleyball.
That was Oregon in that 3rd set. 15 kills, just 2 errors. Chaussee goes cross court for the kill. Well, if Louisville's going to come back in this match, it starts with Claire Chaussee, the player of the year in the ACC.
She has to come alive, and it's been a great start here in this 4th set. That thumb down cross court shot in zone 4, so hard to defend.
DeBeer can't handle that one. The kill to Morgan Lewis. Lewis now with 8 kills.
Morgan Lewis, good on ya. You came to Louisville ready to play. Excellent on Thursday against Nebraska. Followed that up with another strong performance here in the regional final.
Lewis had done it before in the past. She averaged 2 kills a set in 2021, but you talked about the system Oregon ran. They ran a 6-2. Now they're in a 5-1 this year. The opportunities just have not been there as much this year, but given the opportunity here in Louisville, she has delivered, and the Ducks continue to deliver with the defense at the net. That's their 6th block.
And it's actually been Mimi Collier and Carson Bacon who have a line on a couple of these blocks. Mimi is just so physical, and she does a nice job tracking and then setting up that block for her teammate. Doing it all right now for the Ducks.
Good job by Lothero to save it, and Aiko Jones with a big swing. It was in, and the Cards are in front by 1.
Out-of-system situations, can you score in out-of-system situations? That separates good teams from great teams. Great swing by Aiko Jones. Better rundown by Lothero.
Pukas gets it to Collier, and that one goes long, and Louisville is up by 2 here in set 4. Bacon shaking her head like, well, I've had better, but it counts the same as the ones that are on the highlight reel.
Doesn't have to be pretty.
Grab the tape and grab the court. So 7 kills for Bacon, 6 kills for Roby out of the middle. Lewis with 8, Nuneviller with 10, Collier with a team high 15, back to serve.
Good coverage.
Well, that worked out well. Murphy with her back to Nuneviller, bumped it back to her, and Nuneviller with the kill.
That is such a difficult swing in that moment. The ball is coming over the top of your head, and to be able to track it and put that kind of pace on it, it's what makes Nuneviller one of the best outsides in the country.
Dug out by Murphy. Nunaviller looking for another one, and she gets it. She is the leader. She sets the tone with how she plays and with her energy and her emotion.
And I just mentioned, what separates good teams from great teams is if they can score in out-of-system situations, disorganized situations. And right now, she's just gotten 2 massive kills for Oregon in those kind of scenarios.
Three 0 run for the Ducks. Off of De Beer. Point for the Cards. De Beer, the block for Louisville.
Carson Bacon has had success all night long. Louisville finally teams up and takes that shot away. They've been leaving her one-on-one for quite some time. Anna De Beer steps in next to PK Kong to get the block.
Maya Tillman will head back to serve for Louisville. Collier from the back.
Great dig.
By Chaussee, and it turns into a point. De Beer drops the hammer.
De Beer drops the hammer, but she needs to turn to Claire Chaussee and say thank you. What a dig. Lutherow, great job keeping De Beer in system to go cross court. Really great transition play.
Really good serve by Tillman. Well done by Oregon to receive it and get a point out of it and end the 3-0 run by Louisville.
And a great response from Carson Bacon. After getting blocked, she comes back, able to run that quick one set and help her set her out.
Elise Ferreira will come on to serve. Didn't play against Nebraska, so she will get a look here in set 4. Collier can't dig it out and kill for the Cards.
Before this regional started, we were curious if we would see Anna De Beer move from the back row into 6 rotations and we would see her not come off the floor. And Danny Busboom-Kelly said, if the game is on the line, you have to have it. You have to have Anna De Beer on the floor.
She had 11 kills in the sweep against Baylor. She's got 8 here today. Pukas gets it over, and De Beer adds to her total.
It was a nice serve at the start from Lothero. A little bit of miscommunication and hesitation from Oregon's back line of who was going to go for it. Second ball contact results in an easy kill for De Beer.
3 straight kills for Anna De Beer. More good defense by Chaussee. Nunaviller. Chaussee again. Battle at the net. Won by Oregon.
Really nice timing by Kiari Roby there. Recognizing it's going to be tight. She's got to joust with PK Kong. Good recognition.
Here's Hannah Pukas. Serves De Beer. De Beer set by Lothero. That rolls down the tape and out of play. Point for Oregon.
Pukas has had some really nice serving runs this afternoon. She had a couple of untimely errors on Thursday, but she's been great from the service line today.
Junior from Tacoma. 57 assists in that 5-set epic against Nebraska. There's Lewis with the kill. 9 kills for Morgan Lewis.
Ball's coming over. Great step over by Lewis to kill the overpass.
Fucus again, tied at 11. Iko Jones blocked out of play by Roby. So Louisville's back in front here in the fourth, down 2-1. Winner of this match heads to Omaha, the national semifinal on Thursday. Will it be Louisville returning for a second straight season to the national semifinal? Service error by De Beer. That is the 10th for Louisville. Nunaviller, one of 3 to play in every set this season, along with Collier and Murphy for the Ducks.
Tight.
Violation called on Oregon. They're in the net, so the point goes to Louisville. Here has been Louisville's go-to when they need a serve. It's Elena Scott, 5 aces tonight. Fucus looks to the middle again, and that one's down. Scott almost got it. It's a point for Oregon.
I can't say enough about Kiari Roby and Carson Bacon out of the middle for Oregon. They have been so solid, so efficient, ready every single time to be offensive threats for this offense.
They've combined for 16 kills, Katie, on 21 swings and combined 1 error between the two. Bacon is on as Roby rotates off. Good job by Murphy. Here's Bacon. And now the officials say that was down. It looked for a moment like they were going to play on a pancake dig. I think Louisville agrees that this one was down. Yes. Oregon in front. Murphy. Chaussee, that's in.
Great placement. Big block coming your way. She's got such great spring and bounce. She works so hard to get as high in the air as possible to go over top of that block.
Oregon gets another point from Morgan Lewis.
Morgan Lewis has been phenomenal for the Oregon Ducks as they have a 1-point lead in the fourth here in Louisville.
Each of these programs, and Oregon, after dropping set 1, 25-23, bounced back to take set 2, 25-23, dominated set 3, 25-13. We are tight here in the fourth as Lewis checks out of the media timeout. McClellan serving for the Ducks. Chaussee, good dig by Nunaviller. And a kill for Collier.
Nice job by Collier tracking this out of system set and goes inside the block, cross court there.
16 kills for Collier. Chaussee.
Great dig by Nunaviller.
And that one is touched. Point for the Cards.
That's a huge, huge touch. The difference of 1 point, and so 3 here.
So Chaussee will check out. CC Rush will come on to serve for the Cards. Louisville has to win this set to force a 5th and deciding set. Oregon wins this set, they're going to Omaha. Good serve by Rush. Point Louisville, tied at 16.
Really nice job by CC Rush. This is a high pressure situation. Pretty sure that's mom. with the big head. She's loving it. And the face stickers as well, I think, on the cheeks.
DeBeer. Pukas looks for Collier. Jones dug it. DeBeer is going to go long. Fifth attack error for Anna DeBeer. Chaussee also with 5 attack errors. Iko Jones with 4. The mistakes have added up for Louisville, and that's helped Oregon take this lead up 2-1 and leading by 1 in the 4th. Ducks defense has been outstanding. They have stayed in points. They are so tenacious. And Louisville's had a couple of times where they thought for sure they had points, and the Ducks had other ideas, but in the end, this one goes to the Cards. Tillman.
Really nice job by Amaya Tillman, not getting baited by Hannah Pukas to go outside. She hangs in. Murphy there taking one to the face. It all counts, and Amaya Tillman staying home and sticking with Mimi Collier on that back row attack.
Service error number 11 for Louisville. We remind you, earlier in this match, first set, Oregon had 6 service errors. They hit 344 in the first set against this vaunted Louisville defense, but Louisville won that first set because of those errors. It was flipped in set 2. And now you get late with the match on the line. You can't afford any errors if you're Louisville. Ferreira with the serve. Pukas to Nuneviller. Lothrow looks for the kill. Jones gets it over. Now that's going to be a violation into the net. If you're looking for Texas and Ohio State, that match is starting on ESPN News. We're going to continue here on ESPNU until the completion of this match. When we're done here in Louisville, we'll get everybody to Austin. But Texas and Ohio State starting on ESPN News right now.
I think Oregon's done what Louisville has done to their opponents so far this season is they're frustrating you because they're digging so many balls. It is so difficult to get a kill right now on Oregon because of the defensive play.
Jones, that's long. They say a touch. They call a touch. Matt Ulmer wants to know. He's asking Brooke Nuneviller. He's asking all his players, did you touch it? And Roby says, I did, so he will not challenge.
Originally says out, but then agrees. Don't waste the challenge yet.
He pulled his players, and Roby said, I did. I touched it. Pukas looks to Nuneviller. Pushed back by Iko Jones, and Louisville is the first team to 20. Here in this 4th set, and Oregon takes a timeout, and the Young Center comes alive.
It's the first time we've seen any kind of distance between the two teams. Iko Jones does a great job on that last play. They bring Brooke Nuneviller inside. Iko Jones, look, just ring finger pinky, throwing that back in. I mean, that's just how strong she is. Great recognition.
Are you telling me she's got muscles in her pinky? That's how strong she is?
That girl's got muscles everywhere.
Louisville up 2. Set 4, Lothero to serve. Another good dig by the Ducks, this time McClellan. Back row attack. Dug by Louisville. Jones, another one? Not yet. Nunneveller with a big-time rip to bring Oregon within 1.
It starts with her first contact. She just knows that it's not a great touch. She just tips it into the block and allows her defense to give her another opportunity to swing when she knows that it's there. Great job going inside of PK Kong there.
Oregon's at the player they want on the service line. It's Pukas. Dug by Pukas. Nunneveller. Chaussee for DeBeer. Nunneveller, another kill. For the 3rd time tonight, we have a 20-20 tie.
What a great swing by Nunneveller. Down the line. And look at the passion. Just like we had the conversation about Anna DeBeer. Nunneveller and DeBeer, they've got that killer instinct in them that you have to have.
Nunneveller one more time. Blocked out of play, and Nunneveller on a run right now, putting Oregon in front and forcing a Louisville timeout. What a response by the Ducks.
3-0 run, incredible. All because of their senior leader on the outside pin, just willing them as close as possible to a national semifinal berth.
Trying to get there for a second time. Their first appearance was in 2012 here at the KFC Yum Center. Made it to the national championship where they lost to Texas. Right now, Oregon on top by 1, up 2-1. Texas and Ohio State underway again on ESPN News, and we will get you there when we're done here in Louisville. Later this evening, Pitt taking on Wisconsin at the Fieldhouse in Madison. Wisconsin has won 21 in a row after their 5-set victory over Penn State. Pittsburgh knocked off Florida in 4. They're in their 3rd straight regional final. And what a showdown out west. Late night tonight, 10 o'clock Eastern time. Stanford, winners of 21 in a row. San Diego, winners of 27 in a row. Go head-to-head. 4 winners today advance on to Omaha. National semifinals that begin Thursday evening. Well, this building was as loud as I've ever heard it for volleyball. 3rd match this year for Louisville here on their home floor. This is where you played as a player back in the day. Usual home court is down the road, L&N Federal Credit Union Arena. Crowds responded. Oregon did a great job to quiet the crowd out of that last timeout. They're up by 1 now. They win this set, it's over.
Let's see how Louisville regroups from the timeout.
Pukas has been outstanding. Great job by Lothero to keep it alive. And that's going to be off of Collier. A point for Louisville.
Huge response. Excellent recognition by Raquel Lothero. Seeing that Brooke Nunneveller was going to take this over. She gets her hand under just in time. Chaussee sets up her partner in crime. And DeBeer, no fear.
Really good serve by DeBeer. Oregon handles it, and they get a lot out of it. What a great play. Nunneveller with the long set to who else but Morgan Lewis.
What a send. Send it. And she does.
Ducks back in front. Nunneveller serves. Lothero. Pukas quickly to the middle. Great job by Lothero to keep it alive. That's going to go long. Oregon 2 points away from winning the match. Cards will use their final timeout. What a performance by Oregon after dropping set 1. They cleaned it up for set 2, dominated in set number 3, and they are 2 points away from winning this match and advancing to Omaha. You think back to what they did against Nebraska in set 4. They fought off 4 match points in set 4, won that set 32-30, ended up winning in 5 to set up this moment, this opportunity right now.
They jumped on the cards early in set 1, and then they made too many errors late in set 1 that allowed Louisville to take the first. And then they have pressured Louisville ever since. Pressured them in the sense that it's forced Louisville to make unforced errors, and they have been relentless in the back row, just digging up balls, frustrating Louisville. Louisville's used to making easy kills, right? Because they're so physical. And yet when you don't get a kill on the first or second attempt, it starts to frustrate. You get impatient, and then that leads to errors. And we've seen that because Oregon's been so relentless. So I think tenacious is a word you used.
Oregon's defense has been the story here. I mean,
it's been excellent.
Louisville is hitting 183 for the match. They came in hitting 293, top 10 in the country. The O's, the Ducks are up. The Ducks on the court are up by 2 points away from the match. Novella, that's going to be a service error. She says, my bad. Her teammates rally around her. It's 23-22. Look who's serving for Louisville. Elena Scott, 5 aces today. Scott with the save. Chaussee!
You can see the cameras on their platform shaking because of the crowd noise right now. Denny Busboom-Kelly has gone to a ponytail, a business bun, if you will.
That's the level of analysis you don't get everywhere, folks.
All business. What a response. I mean, it's been response after response. Momentum has shifted back and forth, back and forth.
The
Nebraska fans stuck around because they knew this was going to be great volleyball. They want to see Danny Busboom-Kelly in a homecoming go to Omaha.
Won a national championship as a player and as an assistant coach for the Huskers. Oregon taking the timeout. Both teams have used their 2 timeouts, tied at 23.
I can't sit through this again if Oregon is going to make this a trade for trade like we saw in set 4 against Nebraska. It was almost too much stress on the heart for those watching.
I like to look at it as that prepared you for this moment. That was
Oregon,
the moment that got you ready.
Oregon is certainly prepared.
They will make
for this
you
moment.
tenacious.
And you gain and pull from those experiences, do you not?
100%. But here's the thing with Oregon. They've been in this position a lot. When you talk about 5-setters, they've played in 10 5-setters. They've won their last 5 5-setters. When it gets hot, when it gets tight, they have played loose. They have played well all season long. And it's getting hot and tight in here right now because it's 23-23. The Ducks led 23-21. Back-to-back points for Louisville. Teams are out of timeouts, and here is Scott to serve. Pukas looks to the left. That's blocked out of play. It is match point for Oregon.
Great swing by Mimi Collier and a have-to-have-it moment.
Georgia Murphy serving for the match for Oregon. Not the row. Chaussee. Pukas sprints after it. Sets it. That one goes long. Was there a touch? No touch. You have to win by 2. We're tied at 24.
It's an excellent set by Hannah Pukis on the run, putting Collier in an advantageous situation, just pushes behind the ball, doesn't quite get on top.
Iko Jones back to serve, even at 24 in the 4th. Pukis looks again for Collier. Chance here for Lothero on the set to Chaussee. Good dig by Murphy. Off the block. Kill for Chaussee. Set point, Louisville.
Who are you going to go to? The ACC Player of the Year, who's helped you get to this moment. Claire Chaussee beating the block through.
Oregon fights off a set point.
Morgan Lewis came to play.
Amazing.
Every time she has been set, she has found success. She should be so proud of her performances this weekend.
12 kills, hitting 346 today after 13 kills, hitting 385 on Thursday. Tied at the net, Lothero. Chaussee drops it down.
That point goes to Raquel Lothero. She jump sets, pulls both blockers. It's a one-on-none. Claire Chaussee has the whole net to work with because her setter did what was necessary, and then they hung it out.
Set point number 2 for Louisville. CC Rush on the serve. Pukis goes outside. Collier! Nonabella saved it, but it won't clear the net, and we will go 5 in Louisville. Last time they dropped the set before Oregon took set number 2.
In a perfect world, you don't want to go 5 as a player, as a coach, but it's also invaluable experience because at some point, you're going to have to do it in the NCAA tournament. Obviously, Oregon's been there, done that on Thursday against Nebraska and prevailed in stunning fashion, mind you. Remember, they jumped out to a massive lead. What was it, 14-5?
It was.
Against the Huskers?
Yes.
Something we saw them do here in set 3 against the Cardinals. This is a short, quick game. You do not have the luxury of starting slow for either team, but you draw on those experiences from the past and say, we've done this. We played 5. We won in 5. We can do it again.
Nebraska experienced it against, Oregon experienced it against Nebraska. They saved 4 match points, and then they built momentum into set 5, and they jumped out to that large lead. Louisville fought off a match point here just a moment ago against Oregon. What does that do emotionally for these two teams?
Well, first off, I think your emotions are in overdrive right now, certainly because of what's at stake. It's all about, though, recentering yourself, remaining calm, loose if you can play loose, settling in because you've got to make great contacts like we've seen throughout this entire afternoon.
So a reminder, we play to 15 here in the 5th set. When Katie talks about it happens quickly, the 5th set goes fast. It just feels so quick. The first serve from Nunaviller. To the middle, off speed. Not the way Kong intended, I don't think, but she'll take the result.
She gives you that big, bright smile. Sometimes a little whiff isn't the worst thing.
A little shoulder shrug. Flex on that one, right? You know, Aiko's got muscles in her pinky, and PK wants to let everybody know she's got those muscles on the miss hit. Nothing wrong with that hit. Once again, getting great production from Kiari Roby. That's her 9th kill. Bacon also with 9 kills.
Well, when you're in a one-on-one situation, you got to score, and Roby's been so effective all day long doing it.
You saw the late update. 9 kills for Roby, 6-15 hitting. Murphy serves. Chaussee has it blocked. Scott somehow, some way kept it alive. Off hands and another kill for Morgan Lewis. Back-to-back matches here in Louisville with 13 kills.
I don't know how many times I can say it. I've just been so impressed with the performance of Morgan Lewis over the last couple days.
She thought she had the point on the block, but Scott had other ideas. So Lewis with the reset and the kill to put Oregon on top here in set 5.
Great job by Pukish, just keeping it alive.
Oh, great job by Tillman with the block.
Oregon's out of system. Nunneviller's just trying to throw it up to Mimi Collier, who's inside. And who's there waiting for? None other than Amaya Tillman.
Teaming up with Jones. 10 blocks now for the Cards. 6-4 Oregon. That one's going to sail long. Service error number 12 for the Cards. Ducks in front. Daly McClellan ready to go. DeBeer got a lot on that one and got the kill for the Cards to tie it up.
Worth pointing out, Claire Chaussee has stuck 3 passes, puts it right on top of Raquel Luthero's head. She's able to run a fast in-tempo bit to Anna DeBeer out of the backcourt, one-on-one. But it doesn't start unless you got a great pass from Chaussee.
Lothero looks for DeBeer. Murphy saved it.
Free ball.
Lothero looks for the kill. Collier! What a save by Aiko Jones!
Free ball to Oregon.
What a save by Scott! That's in!
Look at the exhaustion.
How great is this sport? There were a handful of times where that point was over.
I love it.
You love it. Tell yourself.
Oh my gosh, what a play. And both sides are gassed and exhausted, and they should be, because they are giving you everything that they have.
And they're actually going to check on Amaya Tillman and Anna DeBeer. Did they collide, perhaps? Remember, DeBeer has that left knee brace on. Oh, yeah, there's a slip by DeBeer, an awkward fall. Now she's limping.
So clearly some sweat on the floor that she slipped on. Now, I will say it was her right leg that slipped out.
Yeah, but she's flexing that left as it got caught behind her a little bit, don't you think, Katie? Like we saw in that replay, like she kind of was dragging it a bit. Now, here's the thing with Anna DeBeer. We go through the timeline again. September 17th, suffered a knee injury at Stanford. Anna DeBeer was actually run into accidentally by Amaya Tillman. She missed 12 matches. She returned November 4th. She has been slowly ramping up to this regional here in Louisville. She's going to stay out there. We'll keep one eye on her here, though, to see how she moves. Seems to be moving okay with Tillman next to her for the block.
I'm going to tell you what. Amaya Tillman does a great job recognizing where that ball is going. She's one of the best read blockers in the country. That knee might be hurting for Anna DeBeer. There's no way she's coming off this floor.
3-0 run for Louisville. Oregon needs a side out. They're not going to get it here. 4-0 run.
Louisville's touching balls at the net. They're blocking balls. They're making it easier on the defense behind them. They're playing their brand of volleyball that has gotten them to this point. We didn't see it in set 3, certainly. We didn't see much in set 3. We saw some of it come out late in the 4th set, and that has carried over here in the 5th.
They're doing it against a team that has won 16 matches in a row. Their last loss, October 14th at USC. 16-match winning streak, a new school record. Trying to make it to the national semifinals for the first time in a decade when they did it here in this building, making it all the way to the championship against Texas. But the setting is a little different. It may be the same building, but you got about 10,000 people. 9,700 are wearing red, trying, as we saw in that 4th set, trying to will their team to a match victory here in Louisville. They've won 11 in a row, the Cardinals have, trying to make it back-to-back trips to the national semifinal. Last year, the regional final was played at Freedom Hall. They beat Georgia Tech to advance to the national semifinals for the first time ever. Can they go back-to-back? They fought off a match point in set 4, won that set 27-25. And now trying to do what teams have struggled to do against Oregon when it gets to a 5th set, and that's knock off the Ducks. The resilient, tenacious Ducks need to dig deep here, down by 3 as we come out of an Oregon timeout.
CC Rush has done a great job getting the cards out to this run.
Pukas goes to Collier. That's what Katie was just referencing at Louisville, with Scott leading the way. Continue to dig out and get touches. Tolman had to reset. Collier's going to go long.
It's obviously not the touch that Collier wanted on the ball. I respect that she is swinging. She is still taking huge rips at the ball. She's not scared. She's not tipping balls over. She is swinging to win. That's what you have to have in late game situations.
Set back for Bacon on the slide, so Oregon mixes it up a little bit. Well done to get Carson Bacon in the middle. Another kill for her. She's in the double digits now at 10.
Well said. Hannah Pukas pushed forward, jacks this ball all the way back, gets Bacon in a one-on-one situation against DeBeer. She's able to cut that ball cross court. Mimi Collier has a really nice jump float with a lot of pace.
Handled by Chaussee. The attack from the back by Jones is denied by Oregon at the net.
Carson Bacon just had that slide kill. And look at this. She recognizes Aiko Jones coming fast and gets up over. What a block.
Veteran player in the middle for Oregon, redshirted in 2018. When Oregon made a regional run. Service error for the Ducks. Back to a 3-point advantage for Louisville. So they will switch ends as Louisville is the first team to 8. Switch sides of the net, switch benches. No time to really huddle up here, so you can see Matt Ulmer going to work right away talking to Mimi Collier. Ada Bartlett will come on for Louisville to serve for the Cards. Up 8-5 at the changeover. Louisville took set 1. Oregon took sets 2 and 3. Oregon had a match point at set 4. Louisville saved it, won the set, and here they are in front in set 5. Lothero gets there to DeBeer. Off hands, out of play. Point Cardinals.
Let's take another look at this. Look at the adjustment in flight. by Anna DeBeer. It's way wide, and yet she leans back in air and still able to find hands to get a kill.
Oregon needs a side out desperately right now. Down by 4 again. They go to Nunneveller. No touch. 10-5 Cards on top by 5. And I think we're going to have a challenge here. Matt Ulmer's going to go to the challenge card. Remember, you're given an additional challenge, told you earlier in the 5th set. So the ruling on the floor is that there was no touch by Louisville, a point for the Cards. They will go to the monitor and see if there was a touch. The added benefit here for Ulmer is a chance to huddle up his team. Regroup. So we'll take a couple of looks as well. This is what Wade Dubois, the R2, is able to review at his monitor. You know, it's a low ball. It's below the fingers. So the question is, did it come off the wrist of Lotherow?
And if it had, I think we'd see it change direction.
You'd see the rotation of the ball change perhaps a little bit too.
Let's see, this might be the angle that we need.
Again,
I don't envy.
Touch, no touch. There's just
Wait.
so hard to. I don't think there's enough there to tell for sure. We'll get the official call here. Pointing to his right means the call stands. So Louisville's on top 10-5. DeBeer!
That started with PK Kong as they all push her because she was underneath the block there to dig it up and control it to get DeBeer in a situation to swing.
Oregon will use their final timeouts. Now down by 6 as we play to 15. They had their struggles certainly earlier in this match, Katie George, Anna DeBeer, and Claire Chaussee. It took them a while to get going.
It really did.
But they have delivered late. DeBeer in this set has been good. Chaussee, you pointed out, defensively getting after things. She's been in attack mode. She, after the slow start, has been playing well as we've gone on in this match.
She really came alive in set 4 when they
Claire
had
Chaussee,
to have it.
yeah.
Their backs were against the wall, certainly. She had 6 kills on 12 attempts in set 4 alone to hit 500 after what was a very quiet first couple of sets. And right now, Louisville's got the momentum in their hands, and the fans are loving it.
If this is an indication of what this day and night is going to be like,
It's a pretty good start, I'd say.
I'd say we're off to a good start. We'll see if it continues in Austin and Madison and Stanford. This has been memorable here. Is there a comeback in store for Oregon? They are fighters. Pukas to Nunneveller. DeBeer, another kill.
I see so many similarities between Anna DeBeer and Brooke Nuneviller. They're the ones you want to have the ball in their hands late in the game. And Anna DeBeer has delivered.
Bartlett delivering at the service line. Bacon, no. Nuneviller, Bartlett saved it. Miscommunication on Oregon side. Louisville 2 points away from Omaha. Nothing run for the Cards. Calmest person in the building right now may be Aiden Bartlett, as she is delivered at the service line. Another one that jumps up. Bartlett with the dig. DeBeer with the miss hit. Rare error for Louisville here in this set. Just their second attack error here of the fifth set. Before that swing, they were hitting .438 in the fifth. That ends a 6-0 run. Bartlett receiving hugs and cheers from her teammates. Loud cheer from the crowd as she heads to the bench. What a job by her. Good dig by Chaussee. Kong. Ferreira dug it out. Pukas looks for the kill. Match point, Louisville. Matt Ulmer's got the challenge card out here. So right now it's point Louisville. Probably going to check to see if there's a net violation or a touch. Anything right now. Kind of feels like a Hail Mary for the Ducks.
Sure.
Remember, on Thursday, Oregon was on top 14-5 over Nebraska, where the Cornhuskers went on a late run to make it interesting. Now it's reversed.
Think where we were. What was that, 30, 45 minutes ago in set 3? When it was all Oregon, they were smothering Louisville.
25-13 was the final in that set. Oregon hit 500 in that set. Louisville hit 0.
The Cards looked like deer in headlights, did they not? Nothing was working.
And give Oregon a ton of credit for that.
Absolutely.
They were the ones digging out every shot that came on their side.
But what a response from Louisville since then. To force a fifth and then to control this.
So the question as we roll it through one more time as Kong came through. I think the question could be, it was Kong in the net.
I think based on that view, it looked more that Oregon's blockers were in the net as compared to PK Kong.
Yeah. But again, if you're Oregon, you got to take a chance.
Definitely.
Can't take the card back with you to Eugene. Got to use it here. Do what you can to slow things down. But it is match point for the Cardinals. Raquel Lothero serving for the match for Louisville. Jones ends it and sends Louisville to Omaha.
What a response from the Cards to regroup, regain their composure in set 4, to fight their way to a 5th set and to win at home, to be the first team of the day to book their trip to Omaha.
Louisville moves on. The season, the career is over for the great Brooke Nunneveller. What a battle.